Welcome back. It's game 2 time of DK versus Vici Gaming. We're here in the WPC, the Grand Ace League. The opening, we had the opening ceremony. We had our opening match, and it's DK. It's all DK here as Mushi, Ice have added some new spice to the team.
I want to say it's all DK. Vici Gaming had a very sick early game, and they weren't able to kind of seal the deal with the late BKBs or taking fights when they didn't have BKB. But Vici Gaming played well, I think.
Yeah, I fully agree. Vici Gaming looked like a really strong team, and I think despite like taking some of DK's sloppy seconds as far as players go, they definitely came off like as a stronger team following the Chinese reshuffle here. I think the change of scenery has maybe done ROTK and Super some good. I think they played just all around solid game, but we'll see if they can do the same in game 2 here. They've got their work cut out for them, and this time around in the draft, they are going to be banding out the DK Wisp, something which was immediately first picked by DK last game.
Evolution of Chinese soda before your eyes, because you don't see Wisp being picked in game 1 in a Chinese soda game and then followed up by a ban. Does it ever happen before? I want to say rarely happens. If ever.
Very rarely.
And seems like at least Vici Gaming scared of DK's Wisp, but I really don't think the Wisp is still pristine play, but it's really good.
Yeah, I think it was just something which Vici Gaming weren't really ready for, and it was also like you're not your standard Wisp CK type play or your Wisp plus carriers. A Wisp Sanking kind of being annoying, roaming around a bit, and just causing some problems over the map. So, as far as picks and bans go, any sort of things you think Vici Gaming we've seen from them in Senior Cup they should go back towards?
I think Vici Gaming should play the way that they played last game. It was standard Dota. It's fine. Perhaps they got a little bit caught out by surprise by DK. I still think they could have took that game if they played a little bit better. So I don't think they need to adjust. They should feel confident about their own draft and playstyle. But right from the get-go, they select Elder Titan. And despite DK picking up second last game, and we see Xiao picking up first for LGD multiple times, and now Vici Gaming picking up first, I really don't think this hero is worth the first pick.
Yeah, I think they're... I mean, these teams obviously know what they're doing, but from what we've seen, it seems to be that teams, when they pick it up too early, have been losing games. LGD struggled when they were first picking it in drafts, and... well, it's a hero the Chinese teams do like to use. It goes back to Dota 1, but...
especially the way that it is played in China, which we have only seen 100% of the time on the off lane. So that basically sends a message to DK. Alright, they picked their off lane. We could go Darkseer, Nature's Prophet, Clockwork, or whoever we want. We don't have to worry about their Clockwork. We don't have to worry about their Nature's Prophet. Like, it really limits your pick, and you limit your laning quite a bit as well.
I love it. You can see Mushi actually talking a lot. Motivating his, we'll probably just discuss in the draft more than anything, but he's into this team. It seems like they've actually like fit in well into China, and they're going to do well.
I think Ice is the outlier here. Yeah. Ice is just like...
I love their photo shoot where he's just sitting in the back in the middle, like with like a typical Ice expression, whereas the rest of the team have like these badass poses and like looks going on and like are looking menacing, and Ice is just like...
whatever.
He has this just look like he's always looking dazed and confused. Is how I would describe it.
I think it gives the team a good balance.
Yes.
At first I was like, I'm not sure if Ice fits in the team because DK is all about try hard. You know, they practice 18 hours a day, and you have Ice just like, I want to feed off lane sometimes and see how things go.
Ice is a big try hard as well.
Yeah, he is.
While it may not be obvious from his like public persona and his streaming persona, but. This guy is very serious, and
the personality, and the fun factor.
Well, he's so far so good for DK here at the WPC, and this is what matters. I mean, you go back to the NEST where they lost 2-1 in the final game of their bracket where Vici won that. DK going to say, who cares? That was small scale. That didn't even matter. DK actually still qualified for the LAN finals in November, and Vici Gaming, this is a tournament where the big money's at. This is the biggest tournament in the Dota 2 scene as far as the year-round leagues go. This is the biggest thing after the international.
Yeah, and to remind the people that just joining us for this broadcast, every single win does matter. This is a group stage match, only a best-of-2 series. If you win both games, you get 3 points, versus if you only win one game and lose one game, you only get 1 point. So every win you pick up is a huge deal, kind of seeding you a little bit deeper into the playoff stage a little bit later on. And obviously, DK want to win every single game.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. That would be a fantastic way to start things off here in China for the new team. But it's going to be a couple obstacles in their way. IG have been playing ridiculously well as of late. DK IG showdown will be massive, I feel. And then we're looking towards some of the newer rosters, teams like Rising Stars with CTY, Sylar, and just having these just pretty strong, scary-looking rosters at that. QQQ. This guy just I don't know how he's still around. How he's still his hands still move, but he's also in the new Rising Stars.
QQQ is
He's-
older than
he's-
Chinese soda.
Is he in his 30s yet?
He is in his 30s, I think. He's actually 30.
I think that's it. I think he's 30.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you can be that old and being a full-time professional Dota 2 gamer.
He seriously thought about retiring.
Yeah.
It was Tusky Atri that convinced him to not retire yet.
Nice.
Atri, moving things behind
Well,
the scenes.
to all you Western players, all our viewers streaming there who are thinking about pro playing, you can do it when you're 30.
Yeah.
Do it when you're 40.
I don't know about that.
Why not? Everyone's looking. I'm getting weird looks. Why can you do it at 30 but not 40? Oh no, there's no one that's 40, but like,
Exactly, that's
but
why we're looking at you.
I'm
Is there
saying
anybody
there could be.
There could
QQQ
be.
maybe. Give it 10 years. If Dota 2's still around, QQQ will be like, man, I'm good. I'm still playing.
This is not a sexist remark by any sense of word. There also could be professional girl gamers that
Yeah.
are just as good as the guys, but we don't see them.
I-
And it's like guy has better hand-eye coordination or
Yeah.
decision-making skill. It just I don't know what the factor is, but there isn't any.
I may change.
So-
I think in like 5 years' time, if the Dota 2 scene.
That's what they
stays
said
around
5
for
years
some time-
ago.
Who said that? I never heard that.
Just in general, not about Dota, but
About,
just
like,
in
other
general,
games.
of, like female gamers.
I think esports is so new and like League of Legends has only been around for a year and a half or like 2 years or something. Dota 1 wasn't that big. I didn't think.
League's been around since MLG picked up League in 2002, right? Or 2008.
Not that long.
2000
More than 2
something.
years. But
2002, 2008. You
I
know,
don't know.
same.
give it time,
Yeah.
and
Or was it 2012? I
we
don't know.
may see some
2000
professional
something.
female gaming players. Not many. They exist in StarCraft 2.
Okay.
That's what I will leave you with. They do
Alright.
exist.
It's like a monster, like a luckless, the long neck monster. That thing. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's everybody talks about it, but nobody ever seen it.
Lumi.
So, all right, let's move back to the draft, guys.
If you were like, weren't American like by birth, like if you were trying to get like your American citizenship and taking like an American test, you would fail that so hard.
Yo, you know what? Here's the story for that one. My mom got her citizenship, and I was 16 at the time. So because I'm a direct descendant from my mom, I just
You
got
get
it.
to.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if I take the citizenship
You would
test
have
right now,
failed.
they
man.
would port me
Oh
back to
my God.
China.
Yeah,
Like, no questions asked.
it's alright.
And
well,
China don't even want me. I can't even say 75% of 200 is 150. They give me a basic math test and they pour me off somewhere. Like Dubai or some shit. I don't know. Nobody wants me.
Where does Dubai come into this?
I don't know.
Do explain.
You gotta throw in Dubai somewhere when you're talking about China, right?
No,
No? Okay.
completely unrelated. Like I don't know.
BTS does not represent the things that Luminous impresses sometimes. Only the good things.
Speaking of good things, we watched the Rush Hour trilogy last night.
Oh,
You missed out. Well, did you
no,
see
I
the
watched
third
the
one?
last one.
Okay,
I seen the last
we
one.
watched the first two.
Okay,
You
good.
watched the worst of the three.
No,
so-
man. That was good.
Ooh.
Did you hear that at the end? Jackie Chan was not constipated anymore. Like that's a good way to close out the movie. No?
But the first movie still has the best line, Chris Tucker, wipe yourself off, you dead. That's like the best, one of the best one-liners in movie history.
My favorite one is actually Rush Hour 2. But
Yeah, right, Rush Hour 2. Kevin asked me, like, what's better, Rush Hour 1 or 2? And I think Rush Hour 2 is better just because the first 30 minutes of Rush Hour 1 is like, before they're like, buddy.
yeah.
Like, it's like this awkward, like, them just kind of battling each other. But Rush Hour 2, the whole time, they're like a team. But we're gonna
There's
finish off
also
this draft.
going on.
Yeah, it's okay. Viewers connect. They can see the draft.
Yeah.
They
You
can
can
do
see the lanes too. We don't even need to talk
Look,
anything.
lanes have been told to you.
Yeah.
They can hop on Skype or whatever they use and just do the draft analysis with their buddies. They don't need us.
There you go.
Do a Twitch chat. You guys can draft analysis in Twitch chat. That'll be a great success. Everyone in Twitch chat, let's try to have a civilized, constructive discussion about the draft.
Who's like gonna be the fifth?
We'll
pick?
we'll like moderate the discussion. Who's gonna be
Yeah.
the fifth pick? Who do you think it's a stronger draft? How do you think these lanes will work out? Let us know, Twitch chat.
Yeah.
This will be a first. Twitch chat does the draft analysis.
Damn. Holy
Unfortunately,
shit.
there's 2-minute delay. We'll actually because Dota TV delay is only 10 seconds. We'll cut the delay down tomorrow to
Okay.
normal. But right now we're 2 minutes. So I wish we were live so that they could give us some amazing Twitch discussion.
I'm sure there's spams of like, oh, let's pick Ogre Magi here for Burning. That's a good carry because he's skill shots, and Burning's a skill player.
What's
on the lines of those analysis.
I'm not following Lumi.
DK needing one more support, and to be honest, Vichy Gaming.
Whoa, no helping out the chat here.
Alright. So Rush Hour.
Back to Rush Hour. What's the Rush Hour 3 plot? That's the one where it ends in France, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that movie now. That had an okay plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it struck me the best one at the end when I think it was Ben or was it Kevin? Like he asked in a very serious tone. I was like, so why are they chasing Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan again? And nobody could give a legit answer. Like the plot is like, oh, there's bad guy. Let's chase them. And it's like, why are they killing each other? We don't really know.
Season 1, I think, had the best plot, where it's just little girl gets kidnapped, they're trying to get her back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are like heroes and stuff. When this Chinese guy just wanted to pay the frickin' ransom. Like he wanted to just pay the ransom, get his kid back, and that's exactly what the kidnappers would have done. They're like, give us some money, we'll give you your kid back. They weren't bullshitting. There was no games to it. But Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker kept fucking up the deal by showing up and shooting people or whatever. Like they almost.
I thought you can't talk to terrorists. Is that how it works?
Well, I mean, this guy was happy to just pay it off. At the end, they were going to pay it off. They're like, okay, Jackie Chan's already screwed this up and up. We've got to just pay him off. So they go to pay him off, but then they show up again to screw it up.
Whoa, what? Is there any correlation that we're talking about who in Jackie Chan when there's a Chinese showdown between Vichy Gaming and DK Gaming?
All right, so I want to see Twitch chat. Who predicted these last two picks?
I'm pretty sure someone troll predict PL and actually got it correct, but not really.
It's like the Cancer Lancer spam emoticons. All right, I was not expecting
what the hell is
PL.
going on with these lanes?
Well, Vichy Gaming. I mean, you're looking at your standard Razor solo mid, safe lane tri lane, and off lane Elder Titan. As we'll hop ourselves into the game now. We'll save the Rush Hour discussion and analysis for the post game.
The rush hour analysis is where people showed up for. So I don't know.
I was convinced there was a Rush Hour 4, but at least one coming out that I'd seen a trailer for. But I think I was just delusional.
Yeah, and sad.
Yeah, I would pay good money to see a 4th Rush Hour.
All right, let's get back to Dota and introduce our player here from Vichy Gaming. They're down one game in this best of 2 series, if you want to call it that. 2-2 is going to be playing Phantom Lancer. FY on that, Rubik had great spell steals last game. And in fact, insane initiation. So like bolts, Earth Splitters, Burrow Strikes, and whatnot. Wasn't able to kind of seal the deal for the team though. ROTK will be playing the Elder Titan, saying, ice, I could one-up you on the off lanes. And Feed perhaps. Super is going to be playing mid lane Razor. And last but not least, Finra are now rotating on the bot lane with the Bane Elemental.
Well, for the Dire team, it's Team DK. We're going to have Burning playing the Weaver, probably in the safe lane. It looks like Lan M going to be playing the Enchantress. MMY, or Die, Weapon X, going to be playing the support Nyx Assassin. At mid lane, it'll be Mushi playing the solo mid Dragonite. Then finally, in the off lane, or possibly just going straight to the jungle, it's Ice on Darkseer. He saved up a lot of gold.
Yeah.
No, not really showing what he wants to buy just yet.
It's actually a pretty good way to start out your long lane / jungle if you're really unsure. Because if you go in a lane and you see a pretty desperate situation, you could perhaps just go back in the jungle. Or if you see it's maybe a little bit okay, you could pick up your Sage's Mask, or maybe safer a Boots of Speed.
For the jungle, maybe you want to rush a bottle here. If he's it looks like he's going straight jungle.
Or a Soul Ring. It just depends on what he wants.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to share this the jungle with the Enchantress, which isn't too much of a problem. There's enough camps to go around, but we'll see what they have planned. There's a very early smoke, and a smoke with a nice sort of creep initiator with and having a surge on Darkseer. At level 2, they can gank and kill anyone on the map.
At the same time, there's also a smoke on the Radiant supports, so they could, in theory, go for a kill as well on the mid lane. I think Super a lot easier to get that gank off, considering that he's only got base armor, whereas Dragonite obviously working with a little bit more whenever he decides to take out that Dragon Blood, and which will be now 7 base armor level 2.
All right. For the time being, they're just gonna jungle farm together, Lamb and the Darkseer Ice. Did they actually block that? No, they killed it off. Okay, I thought they didn't get this big pull camp. They actually just killed it really fast. It looks like they'll kill it a second time. And Enchantress, well, not really.
Stacking for his ally. Darkseer's gonna come in.
Okay, not bad. He sent okay, there's a shockwave creep he sent mid. I was about to say, he grabbed the A creep. Where is it? And it's Super going to get harassed heavily at mid lane by this shockwave. Well, he's going to steal a decent amount of damage from Mushi. So the Satyr creep already using 3 shockwaves on Super, but he's been stacked regen. He's got tons of HP regen. He's actually not going to be too phased by this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, it's going to be ROTK facing off against MMY's Nyx Assassin. And the big problem of picking Nyx Assassin as a support is that, well, it's a melee support at the end of the day. And if they really want to zone you out, they really can't. ROTK walking into the experience range will be dropping that Astral Spirit for a little bit of last hit as well as the experience.
He's still out of regen. He just had just the one Tango's going to lane.
He's got boots first, so he's not
Yeah.
really going to die, but he really wants to at least sustain himself a little bit better in lane.
Ice had Tango and Salve. He got pulled one of the two, I believe, when he was in the off lane. And I think having that extra bit of regen does help out a decent amount. But like you say, just Nyx Assassin, not going to be able to zone ROTK complete ladder lane. He actually, no, he doesn't get his level 2. He's going to get forced back once again. And the main problem is if he goes up to the creep wave, it's not the Nyx Assassin, it's Weaver who can actually do a decent amount of damage and just try and chase him down with Shikuchi.
Okay, so according to K-Pop Dosis, who is doing stats for us, Mushi has a very, very bad win rate, under 20% with Dragonite. So,
Yikes.
any particular idea in terms of why this hero perhaps doesn't fit him?
I think
His
it didn't.
playstyle well.
I think it not so much as didn't fit Musha. I think it didn't fit Orange's
Orange?
playstyle.
Okay.
Because obviously all his games and stats are going to be from when he was playing with Orange, and I think this is a hero that didn't suit what Orange wanted to do.
Orange likes to fight early and fast, and it seems like Dragonite is a hero that likes to do that as well.
Yeah, I think for mid it was normally like they played better with the more like aggressive, more
Creating
mobile
pain,
mids.
pucks,
Yeah,
things of that nature.
and they went for the offensive trial lanes and wanted to have like the 1v1 type matchups which they could win, which isn't really the DK mid. But another Enchantress creep comes in. This one, the
This
Harpy
one hurts a lot
Stormcrafter.
more. Yeah, this one. Look at
Yikes.
Super dropping quite low, and he's bottle crawling already. Mushi
You have to.
has another Flame Breath, and if he's a Harpy Storm and a Flame Breath, this Razor's actually dying.
Well, this is one way to help out your mid lane. So
How do you
DK can
zone
win.
out Razor mid?
Yeah.
Featuring Harpies now.
And Darkseer, Ice is going to get himself up to level 3. Are we going to see the smoke come now? They've just picked up a double Centaur. I think we look towards a smoke gank, either towards top and followed up with a push, or maybe towards the mid lane. No?
I mean, they have their
Yeah, there
options.
we go.
I think you want mid.
Mid. Well, I guess mid's already been won. In theory, you've done enough to mid lane, and with this lane ward, they know they can actually kill ROTK. This is a guaranteed kill if they can make sure they go into the right time.
Oh,
And
the net's closing. We're a surge
Yeah.
into a stomp. The second stomp's going to follow through. Perfect chains on here from Lamb. It's going to be Impel. Stolen. No, Ice says, I got that first blood.
Nice shot.
He's got the bottle like you said, so no soul ring early. He could just straight up teleport to the bot lane and lane there, but there's no reason to do so. Actually, it's going to be a Midas build coming out from Ice. We've seen this build kind of popping up. It's Bone 7, I think that did it first, I want to say, but seems like Ice is also favoring that build a little bit. It hits you to 16 quick. I mean, one of the big problem is that once the push comes, or once the big team fight happens, you have like a level 2 vacuum. Because you're maxing things like Surge and you're maxing things like
There's
Iron
another Surge center on bottom, top lane.
Not gonna
ROTK
get- yeah.
just gets away from that one.
Yeah, but this Midas build is actually fairly legit if you think about
Yeah.
it. It hits you to level 12 really quickly, which is where you need max vacuum, max wall, and max iron shell.
It's Darkseer is a very level dependent hero, and you want to help out your team early, like with a fast mech. But if you don't have multiple points in your vacuum and your wall, you're not really offering the same amount. And going the Midas build, I think, makes him a lot more viable. Not that he needed anything to make him a more viable pick.
Perhaps we're seeing again a new meta in terms of the what the hero could offer. Meanwhile, Vici Gaming has already successfully destroyed Tier 1 tower on the bot lane. We see Triangle Boots as well as a Robo Magi on Phantom Lancer. But here it comes. Ice. Gotta be careful. It's going to be a Nightmare initiation. Maybe they're going to lance him in the face. There's a lance and a lift. Not the best chainsaw so far. He's going to surge and get himself very easily out of there.
Should have waited for that lift. If you get the lift off as he surges, you potentially get
Exactly. You had to either have to save the Nightmare or the lift to for that cancel that initiation. Sorry, I said Vici Gaming destroyed Tier 1. They just did that now with Phantom Lancer getting arrested.
Well, both teams get themselves a Tier 1 in their safe lanes, as you kind of expect around this point if the teams decide not to keep the creep equilibrium, which is fine. You get the off lanes are going to get some experience and farm regardless.
Elder Titan somehow denied the tower on the
nice.
top lane against a 3-4-man push. Meanwhile,
RTK Dota.
yeah, meanwhile PL's got the last hit. 2-2's dropping low, but they lance him.
Are they
They
gonna
slow
kill
him down.
Ice?
Can they get the lift? There's Iron Shell being casted.
He's waiting to surge because he knows there's a lift
I
as
think
well as
he's
a
trying to
Nightmare.
Iron Shell to get the cast animation. And maybe trying to bait out a telekinesis or something like that, but
Yeah. He was dead there regardless. If he surges, then that's
The
where
lift,
the lift
yeah.
comes in. Or a Nightmare. But I think you want to surge and just force them to use their mana regardless, because telekinesis is 120 mana, so I think it is worth using the surge there, even if it means you're going to die.
yeah, I think Ice is looking to survive, though. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Finrar is going to deny the illusion rune on the bot lane to Mushi. And Mushi's not, winning the lane particularly too hard. In fact, it's Razor
Even,
that's
yeah.
winning. And that just shows you the matchup.
Well, no, it's 32 CS to 31. No one's winning.
No one's winning. But you got to keep in mind that it was Enchantress sending 2 of her first 3 creeps or 4 creeps
Yep.
to the mid lane to help out quite a bit. And it was a shockwave that landed super multiple times. as well as a Harpy Storm. These are two of the best harassment groups, and despite of that, it's an even lane. So
that's just the nature of this matchup being Razor favored. So I think that with what Enchantress has done is make it an even matchup, which is really good news for DK, who've picked up Dragon Knight to be extra confusing. But Mushi's early treads. I imagine he's already hit his level 6 point. We may start seeing some rotations try to bring down early towers for DK as well.
Illusion scouting things out from both sides here. Lamb is going to try to come in from the left side. And, well, ROTK is right here backing things up. It's really hard to initiate. There's a clap trying to slow down Super. But that's pretty much it.
Enchantress creeps and just sort of scout out the high ground a bit here. Sees Super, sees ROTK, and Mushi knows exactly what's waiting for him in this mid lane. So we probably just... I think for right now the DK supports are just wondering where do they need to go. Because burning at top doesn't need any support. Also just wants to keep on farming for his Lincolns, for his BKB, whatever it may be. So Lamb and the Nyx Assassin are wondering where can we actually go and set up kills. Because right now the mid lane Super is being really well protected. Which is... Well, was being really well protected. But maybe there will be some openings coming up soon.
I think when you have things like Mushi opening up with a Dragon Tail from a range form, especially if you have Ice Surge backing him up, it's really easy to set up kills. The big problem is you have to have a lot of heroes to go for that kill. And if you have a lot of heroes to go for the kill and you miss that kill, then you suddenly waste a bit of investment. Also, the thing I'm somewhat concerned about as we see the Hand of Midas being finished 8 minutes in for Ice, is that what is Burning going to do with his Weaver? Is he going to AFK farm all day? The way that he plays Luna last game was very active. He was TPing in to join a team fight, dropping Eclipse. And I think, to be honest, he has to play the exact same way with the Weaver. Weaver is one of those heroes that if you play aggressive in the early game, you get a ton of kills. Maybe it's going to be a little bit difficult against the Bane as well as the Rubik, who could kind of lock you down. But still, he's very, very mobile in the early game.
Yeah, definitely expect him. It should provide breakout. Like we may see at this middle lane with smoked up heroes, Weaver will be one of the first heroes to actually TP in and try help out.
Oh, they're going to go in right now. Finrar, there's a Nightmare to open things up. Any support to drain that Nightmare from him. Nothing just yet. Here comes the drain from the Nightmare. Finrar is going to be going on Mushi. There's a stomp on Burning, but that's pretty much it. He has teleported in the team fight. Burning's got to be very careful. Time lapse back. It's going to be okay as well.
The land still follows him, doing a lot of damage there. And that Elder Titan stun landed on 2 heroes, and the second hero was burning just as he TP'd in. So really nice stun coming out from ROTK there, even if it was just a level 2 stun, but more than enough to prevent DK from getting any kills there.
So basically nothing happens. Burning will just waltz his way back up top using Sakuchi to get back here.
Both carries have to waltz their way back to the safe lane.
ROTK is going to go back up top. Chuchi's going to go back mid. I really liked it. It's both carries responding to that fight. Even, you know, obviously you expect PL to be rising away, but no, he joins the fights as well. He's got the drums.
If they don't show up, kills happen.
Yeah.
Or the other team wins a fight at mid lane, and you
Tier 1
getting
down.
like a minute of free farm in exchange for losing teammates and maybe a tower is never going to be worth it.
Top lane here looks like RTK being forced away. Burning playing aggressive. Burning's going to get that kill, utilizing every bit of its power treads, Gemini attack, and that swarm.
Yeah.
That was close.
Well, RTK not going to be happy with his old teammate, his old good friend. Now competitors here on the battlefield as Vici Gaming. They're going to be going for the mech build on Super. It looks like he's picked up a Hedress. I like this from the Stalemate Razor. It doesn't really need to offer a ton of damage, at least not with his first time. After the mech can go towards an Aghanim Scepter or something, but PL is going to be the main hero they look towards as far as damage output and late game potential goes.
Nice swinging around here. Needed Midas something. Have been using his Midas for quite a bit now. And so we have a little bit of team fight here in the middle. Super is going to go down after a barrage of stuns coming out from DK.
Well, RTK wanting to kind of poke his head in and try to see if he can find anything else here.
In fact, they're going to turn around here.
Oh, Burning diving under tower with an Iron Shell. RTK in all sorts of trouble. Echo Stomp not going to actually land. It does land. It just gets casted. FY, meanwhile, he's still Shikuchi on the Rubik. So that's a nice little pickup here. Ice. Could be in a bit of trouble as a result. Shikuchi after. There's no mana. There is mana for a Fade Bolt with a magic one being popped in FY.
Sentry Warping going to get dropped. Iron Shell Surge going to be on top. Ice. Probably know he's dead. One more right click. No Style Shield proc there. It looks like nice dodge here. Sakuchi trying to get himself out, and he is going to make it alive. FY making some huge plays, forcing a solo kill on the enemy Darkseer as a support Rubik. Unfortunately, Tier 1 tower has gone down mid in the duration.
Yep. Ooh, RTK looking for a stomp at mid, not going to find Mushi.
Meanwhile, MNY is going to get trapped here by 3-4 heroes.
I think who they really wanted was Mushi there. If that stomp lands, they go in him with a static link from Razor, and then maybe they even save the grip to be used on Mushi.
So DK, you know, economically leading to the team fight. They traded 2 for 1 in terms of hero, but got a Tier 1 hero as a Tier 1 tower as a result. But the one thing to be concerned is that PL has been not teleporting to that particular team fight, it's been free farming away.
Yeah, he's leading the CS chat. 71 CS. Burning with just the 54. 32 denies on Burning, though. Some great lane control coming out from him. And he's still on par with the PL as far as actual net worth goes. So those two players, both with decent farm. And the levels actually, I mean, PL and Weaver just level 8 here. So we are fairly early on, but it's not like both these heroes, especially PL, can benefit a lot from getting levels, which he's not getting a ton of right now.
Actually, Burning is 700 behind the Weaver. It's DK that's...
Oh, DK, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
Dragon Knight's doing a decent job in terms of keeping things up. And it looks like we're going to see a little bit of smoke gank, perhaps, coming their way. DK, never mind. They don't have the smoke just yet. Maybe they're just using Darkseer as a bait. They're like, oh, RTK by himself.
They're spotted, though. There's a Radiant Ward that sees him coming in. And now there's a Sentry Ward's pulling out MMY. He may just... They're not going to go on him just yet.
And Fly goes in the biz, and MMY still looking for a little bit more, but Vichy Gaming has backed off. Look at these deep observe wards, like, over here.
Yeah,
I mean,
that scattered out so much. They could have almost killed MMY there. I think they were just a bit afraid of how many heroes DK actually had in this fight.
well, they should have seen, right? They have that
Yeah.
ward, but...
Yeah, they don't know where Weaver's coming in from, and Weaver's actually coming in invis from one of these side lanes. And they're out of Sentry Wards. They had, I think, just that one planet, which spotted the Nyx, but then they retreated and couldn't planet anymore.
And that's really part of the reason why Weaver in the early game is so good in terms of joining these engagement, because your supports don't really have goal for every
Nyx
sentry.
just got picked up.
Super, well, is he actually picked out? We need a surge back him backwards right into a DK stun. Even wall being dropped, the mech gets dropped, but only for himself. They know him quick, but they gotta back off and wait for the cooldown of these spell. Earth Split is gonna miss as well. They want Mushi, and Mushi is gonna get brought down. Can they get anything as a result? We're gonna see, look at how low MMY as well as Mushi. What a double Fable for the kill. FY, he's gonna get punished, but at the end of the day, it's 4 for 2 engagement in favor of DK.
The invis route on Burning, scouting out the Razor off on his own.
That was huge.
Was so valuable for DK there. Killing off the Razor who just picked up a mech. I mean, he gets the mech off just on himself, but he achieved nothing. He didn't help out his team with the mech. He didn't do any actual damage output there. DK had to use a lot of ultimates, which is where at end of the day, Vichy Gaming did get a couple of kills and traded 2 for 4, but they trade favorably just because of that Razor pickup.
Yeah, I agree. It was really good focus on Mushi, though. They were able to bring him low enough where Fable brought him down. But that's all they got, because you use all your spells on your DK, very similar to the way that DK used all of his spells on Vichy's Razor. You don't have any spells left, and it was DK kind of cleaning up afterwards. And PL, did he join that team fight?
Yeah, he's only almost, I think he got one of the kills. No, he lived. He was the only one who actually lived. He got the kill on Mushi too. It was his lance that last hit Mushi, while the Fade Bolt just got him actually killed off the Nyx Assassin. So PL getting a kill on Mushi. Decent amount of gold going his way, as well as experience. That's staying alive that long in the fight. So that was still an okay-ish fight for Vichy Gaming when your PL sort of comes out on top. Yeah,
the question is, when is he going to start becoming that big menacing factor? And so far, he's not really it. He needs to max out all of his spells, which he's not close to doing. He needs to... It seems like he's going to go for a Diffusal Blade or Yasha, depending on what kind of game that he sees it in. I think you want a Yasha and go into maybe a little bit of a fighting item, but we'll see. DKMMY on the mid lane here runs right past the Sentry Ward. He's smoked up, though, so he's not seen yet.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be okay to go here in Vendetta. He's going to be Galam to get in here. Needs to be careful, mate. Look for an Impale. And once again, they go on Super. Can they kill him off before he gets a mech? It looks like they will with a Dragon Tail. Wall is back up. Gets popped. Earth Splitter lining up. Burning going to be the first to take a fall. Nicely played by DK. 1 for 1. Trading the Weaver for the Razor here. Mushi wants to go back in. This is some ballsy play from him. Is there enough to keep him alive? And it looks like they're going to bring down Fenrir on the Bane. DK just controlling this fight really well, and this is without the mech, which is now going to be coming out to the Darkseer.
The Stomp's going to miss the Lance, however, will hit on Lamb, slow him down a little bit. The immediate surge coming out from Ice. Mushi wants to go back in. He does not have to back up. Mushi needs to get out. They do kill one, and no, they do survive. Great decision making from Mushi on the back line here. MMY coming back in. He's got himself a little bit of Arcane Boots, but he gets impaled to the face, and I think MMY perhaps overstepping his own boundary a bit.
That's almost like reminds me of that last fight bottom lane. Mushi did end up going down, but he almost actually survived with the Darkseer surging, helping keeping alive. This guy knows when he can actually go back into a fight when it looks like he shouldn't.
Well, at the end of the fight, though, you got to keep in mind they lost the Weaver right in the beginning for a Razor kill. And the Razor that already farms as a mech to a Weaver that expects to do a lot in the mid game. It seems like this game and the last game as well, Burning having a little bit of difficulty in terms of surviving their early barrage of spells. Vichy Gaming is just focusing him down whenever possible.
Yeah, last game I think partly because he was on the Luna. This time though, Weaver, a much more durable hero that's actually good for these sort of early game engagements. But we're seeing Burning just look very squishy right now.
Not durable when you get chain stun, which is what happened there.
Yep. Well, for Vichy Gaming, they are going to be looking at the Diffusal Blade build coming out on 2-2's Phantom Lancer. But It's still got, even with a diffusal blade, he's still got a lot of he still needs a lot more farm, a lot more levels before he reaches that ultra late game status. But this will just allow him to be a lot more annoying. The mana is going to help a lot against heroes like Dragon Knight.
Darkseer,
yeah.
Nyx Assassin, these are everyone.
Well, Darkseer less so. Darkseer's got a giant mana pool.
Sure.
And he does extra damage, but
Well,
I'm thinking
just if you take away one of his casts, like if you take
Yeah.
away his wall, for example, that's you already did enough.
Yeah, but DK and Nyx Assassin definitely. Well, Nyx is Arcane Boots, but we'll see how things pan out here. It looks like DK going to just spend some time in the enemy jungle. They've got great aggressive wards all throughout this Radiant Vici Gaming jungle.
Yeah, and they could place this aggressive wards because, well, the Radiant supports are very, very poor. They're taxed in terms of buying sentries all day.
Top lane.
They're looking for a gank on super, and they're going to have to open with the lift, but Burning cancels out the smoke and just runs.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday I asked you the question, hey, you know, guys, we have a couple of invis here on the team. We have a Nyx Assassin. We have a, Sakuchi on a Weaver. Do you go Dragon Knight Shadowblade in the sense that any detection that they get will be effective against you as well?
Yep.
Mushi says, yeah, let's go Shadowblade because it's a really, really good item. And again, the supports are constantly taxed. They just
RTK.
well,
He got greedy. He wanted to creep, and Mushi was there waiting in this. This is where the Shadow Blade is just so valuable. You pretend to retreat, and then he like just fakes back. Yeah, doubles back. And with the Shadow Blade, you just catch him by surprise. And he knew that ROTK will go for that creep every single time under that tower.
I just like the fact that Ice is just not shy about using this wall. He just drops it every single time, simply for like 150 nuke damage. Well, whatever, just uses it because you don't really need it for early game teamfight for quite a bit. And with the Hand of Midas, he is going to be hitting that level 12 very, very soon.
Well, Mushi's trying to find another opening to go poke his head in. The Iron Shell does sort of reveal that he may be there with the damage on creeps. And Vici Gaming in a bit of a tough spot all of a sudden. They're getting further and further behind, down by almost 6 to 7k gold right now. And, well, DK can try and take Roshan soon. They've got a number of options available to them. And with the mech up, their teamfight is looking really scary as well.
Yeah, to me, this game is not really close in the sense that it was fairly close like last game because we're going to see DK Ice hitting level 12 very soon. The team fight really looking a lot better for DK. They're going to get the Aegis. Lincoln Sphere is going to get finished in about 5-6 minute farm. And once Dragon Knight has his BKB, we're looking at a Phantom Lancer that is the only hope for Vici Gaming. And he doesn't get along until much, much later. ROTK's Elder Titan just really kind of fairly ineffective looking at his item set. And of course, Razor is being picked off multiple times, so he doesn't have too much items to speak of either. I wonder how Vici Gaming looks to win this game. I guess it's just off the back of 2-2.
Yeah, I think the only answer is the PL at this point, and he's going to be looking next towards his match, start picking up the Blade of Alacrity to start his Yasha, but it's still a long way to go, and DK, sorry, are not going to want to give Vici Gaming much space or time to get this PL big. We're only 20 minutes in, and they're going to be looking to end this game in the next 5-10 minutes if possible.
Ooh, here comes a huge smoking on the backside. Lamb's going to get caught out right from the get-go. Where's the telekinesis lift? It's going to be there, and they burst him down quick, and well, looks like they still want to fight regardless. To vacuum the wall, it's not going to hit them, but it brings them closely enough. Mushi's going to get stomped, but not enough damage output. They're now focusing on Ice. He gets picked off in the middle of a fiery AoE hell super on the chase. What a oh no! They found him with the impale.
He kind of revealed himself there with that impale from the trees, and
the purge is going to find super.
Mushi, oh, no mana for a Shadow Blade, and also gets lifted before he can TP out, so 4 kills to Vici Gaming. Burning the only one to survive. And when you're trying to like survive until your PL can get big and you get a 4-hero kill team fight, only losing 1 hero, I believe.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets for Vici Gaming. They're going to be so happy with that one. That was a great smoke gank, paying huge dividends.
Yeah, huge lopsided victory because you get gold, they lose gold. You get experience, they lose experience. And more importantly, the farm time. You're farming and they're dead respawning. So obviously, our Phantom Lancer, and to a certain extent, Razor is pretty happy as well. He's working on a BKB, or it seems like BKB. God, I just want to see Acceptor and then a refresher because who cares about BKB?
I still haven't recovered from yesterday's We Play game with Bleak going for the refresher Acceptor.
I mean, let's go.
We got some complaints from viewers threatening to sue BTS for
that's just Volvo. That's just Volvo. That ain't us.
All right, that's on Volvo. Done.
Yeah. Finrar going up top, getting some farm. Somewhat surprising that he doesn't even have a single point to enfeeble. It's just kind of somewhat nice spell to have, but
Dire structures are fortified.
I guess later on, especially for breaking the Weaver Lincolns as well.
Yeah,
without having
that's
to
a
use
long
a
cast
nightmare.
range.
Yeah. I think it's just a level 1 Enfeeble to do so, but we're going to have, looks like Enchantress scouts out Vici Gaming waiting at this top lane. He actually purges the creep.
Why not? I think Juju's thinking about upgrading tier 2
Yes.
very soon.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to, you not generally get that level 2 diffusal incredibly fast, so just spamming those charges, no problem.
And the reason he could purge and one hit kill the Centaur is because it was dominated by Lamb.
Yeah.
And you just purge it and be like,
Not
okay.
like a Chen creep. Well, Vici Gaming backed off as you'd expect. They don't want to take a 5-on-5 team fight. They may just sack this tier 2 out of tower, unless they can go for like another smoke wraparound, which, oh, they're preparing for. Rubik's just bought a smoke, and do they try and fight this? They have got ROTK with level 9, so just 3 points in the Echo Stomp, 1 in his aura, and if you can find a nice stomp here, maybe they look for initiation.
It's just really hard to kind of push into this, because there you go, he just runs that kind of Astral Spirit run around, and if you ignore it, he will just channel that stomp, and if you get stunned long enough, that in theory sets up Vici Gaming to make that dive.
Rubik still has a Stolen Impale, which is actually a nice AoE stun to have for a fight to break out. So it broke the Nyx Assassin TP last fight, and we'll see what FY can. FY has just been one of the standout players on Vici Gaming. Looking at this game, he's only died once. He's done so much here, and he's one of those supports who will just not get caught out and make some amazing decisions.
I mean, now resealing Sakuchi with using the Fable to cancel Lincoln, and then resealing with Spell Shield or Spell Shield. I mean, earlier we saw him making a solo kill play on Ice Darkseer against 2 or 3 heroes, so that was really good play. Yeah, like you said, continuing making these good plays.
Well, do you feel, Vici Gaming, they're behind, but do you feel this game is maybe looking a lot better for them? Like they could actually turn things around? Like, what kind of chance do you give them against DK here?
I mean, I give them the game right now going maybe 40%-ish, because DK's going to hit a timing where they have BKBs on their Dragonite, and they're going to be making some big push down the middle, in which case I don't think Phantom Lancer is that tanky. And really kind of capable to stand in the front line. But that depends on DK hitting that timing and making sure that they go for the push, which may or may not happen.
Yeah, it seems the timing is going to come from the BKB pickups here, as well as Weaver burning, getting his Desolator. They get the Desolator on Weaver, and they get double BKB. Mushi as well as Ice were both going for BKB, so I think it's also going to be around the time of the next Roshan, so things may time up perfectly for DK, where they have Weaver, Desolator, double BKB, and the next Aegis. And then they'll be going for probably a high ground push. Before then, though, they want to try and get some of these pesky outer tier 2 towers.
Yeah, you don't want to waste your BKBs on a tier 2 tower fight, so any damage you could do right now really makes it a lot easier for you to get the tower a little bit later on. Darkseer finds himself with double damage. He's not looking to right click, but if he does, he hits for 200.
If he ever finds himself with a Rubik on him trying to solo kill him again, it could pay off. But PL gets a solo tower top lane, so this is good news for Vici Gaming. More space being created for them, and DK not really capitalizing on mid lane. They're looking to do so. Mushi on the side, Shadowblade up.
Sentry Ward's right there. It's going to get lifted. He's going to get Enfeeble immediately. No Nightmare just yet. He's South Nightmare from Finrar. Finrar up a nuke, MMY dropping low. The Impale not going to hit. Dust going to come out, and MMY is going to be dead. Yes, nuke from Razor, and that's a 2-man stop. Ursula not going to come through. Ice dead. Burning's also dead. The Aegis comes out, and he needs to...
There's a lift.
I don't know.
Lift alone should kill him. Yeah. Wow, Vici Gaming all of a sudden. This is so reminiscent of Game 1, where Game 1 it was Vici Gaming who got a 7 to 8k gold lead, and then DK with some just great team fights turned around. We're seeing the opposite here with Vici Gaming. Some just great coverage. They made sure they had the Sentry Ward where they needed to be. They knew maybe a flank would come from that direction. And
to me, it's just really good warding coming out from Vici Gaming, and their support heroes being in position. Finrar being able to lift things up. And when you kill Mushi when he can't really drop too many spells, or when you kill Ice before he casts all of his stuff, that's a big deal.
Yeah, Ice was the really important kill there. Stunning him before he could cast a spell. He was walking into the vacuum to pop the wall. I don't think he even got his mech off that fight. And it really cost DK. I think they suddenly realized, oh crap, we desperately need these BKBs. And even then, it may be too late, because all of a sudden PL had a ton of... I'm not sure. I think he's just bought his Manta Style, because I saw him with like 3.5k, 4k odd. He's got a Manta Style on way out to this fight.
Yeah, and again, you gotta hit your timing, and suddenly your timing has been somewhat delayed, and the Vici Gaming agenda now forwards a little bit as they get more and more items on their hero. Again, you want to say, hey guys, we got our BKB, let's go win this team fight, hopefully get a couple of Raxas off of this, but man, let's forget about that team fight. They can't even get their BKB. Mushi finishes his, Darkseer's 400 go away.
Okay. And Roshan respawning soonish?
Yes.
I haven't got a
Roshan
timer.
about like
Okay. Actually, not that soon.
3-4 minutes-ish.
Yeah, not as soon as DK would like. They'd love it to probably be up right now when they have these BKBs online, but they only just use the Aegis, I guess. So yeah, still some time to go. And well, Super's got his BKB ready. I definitely look towards if DK are going to wait it out. VG Gaming can test Roach right now because they've got themselves in a decent position. They've almost got a BKB on ROTK's Elder Titan all of a sudden. So there's some items for him. There's going to be a smoke upwards, and this Dire Ward, I don't think actually spotted them out. They did it in just far enough behind their tower that this Dire Lane Ward not going to see too much headed top, but they're not going to find
really,
anyone right.
Yeah, nobody really to gank. Chuchu's going to add a Vitali booster to his...
Someone's going to probably have to TP top to just stop the peel.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're waiting for. They're waiting for somebody to TP, using that Q wave as a bait, and then once that person TPs, you just kill whoever that is.
Well, DK looks like aren't going to even take this bait. Realizing with 5 heroes missing on the map, going up top is always going to be a big risk, but there's a wraparound flank. Smoke going to be wearing off soon, though, so they will be seen coming in. Well, they won't be. There's no real Dire Ward, so they could just come from the high ground and get a decent jump here.
Ooh. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that PL doesn't have his illusion, so he's just a right-click hero. Although
Staying top.
Yeah, he could stay top or teleport him with Mantis style and things like that. Are they gonna glyph for this fight? Here comes BKB initiation on Mushi. The Link bricks. They do find MMY. The Stomp's gonna hit on top as well. It gets 3 here on the face. Do we have Earth Splitters? Nothing just yet. Ice, vacuum. No wall drop, just vacuum, and that's it. They have to run. All the BKBs are down. Here comes the Earth Splitter. They'll get at least 1 hero. Oh, it hits
2.
It hits 2 and 3 on the back line. They surge Mushi back out. The Lightnings are coming in, and I like the Lamb's also gonna be dead.
Wow, VG Gaming just on a roll all of a sudden. They can't really be stopped here, and DK suddenly don't have a solution to what VG Gaming have thrown them. ROTK seeing some amazing Echo Stomps, and PL is... What stops PL? Sure, even without illusions, he's just wreaking havoc in these team fights.
Just Lancing on the support, and that's good enough.
Alright. PL, overall win rate only 46%, so this hero, despite his reputation and name, is far from a sure thing as far as winning goes.
Well, if you go over 40 minutes, you're slightly better than coin toss.
I don't even know if VG Gaming will take this game over 40 minutes.
I mean, I think they will, right?
I see this. I mean, I see this game maybe ending before then, regardless of even if VG Gaming wins this.
Yeah. I mean, the way that this game is going, and then to be honest, PL's farming items that a normal PL might not even get in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So, with that said, he's more or less like a 40-minute PL already.
He's going to have a heart level 2 defusal around the 35-minute mark, which is almost maxed out. PL. He'll want to maybe upgrade his boots, get some boots of travel, and he has 1 more item slot for his last item, but... Well, Roshan back up now, and Burning goes into the pit. Still no Desolator on him. This is the one other thing that's been missing for DK, that single target physical damage and the just ability to pick off these heroes from the sidelines. But even so, Burning's getting just dealt with Static Link, with Bane Grips, with Telekinesis. They seem to have answers for Burning.
Yeah, the big problem for me right now, DK, is they lack the damage output. Sure, they will survive. In fact, they survived for quite a long time. These teamfights last for 10-15 seconds. And that's because DK could pop their BKBs, and that's nice. But they don't ever kill anybody during the duration of that BKB. Because who's your damage dealer right now? Mushi with the Shadow Blade? He doesn't do much. Burning with the Lincolns? He doesn't do much either. So you're relying on things like a wall, maybe an Empower 2, maybe a Flame Breath. That's not nowhere near enough damage to deal through a mech of Razor and everybody else. Especially with the BKB now almost completed on Elder Titan. So VG Gaming could win these teamfights, take a couple of nukes, mech back up, and DK says, oh crap. We have no damage, we have no nukes, we have to back off.
Alright, well let's look further down the road here. Looking late game, there's actually a couple alright answers to the PL though.
You're getting Enchant?
Exact. Enchant is actually one of those sort of forgotten counters to PL. Being able to, a fairly low cooldown, just steal illusions, and then those illusions can make your own PL illusion armies is actually a really strong late game tool for DK. I feel VG Gaming almost have to be jumping this Enchantress in a number of fights.
Oh, the fight's gonna break out right now. 2-2 getting focused. The wall being dropped. The Nightmare used to be defensively. Mech comes out and he just walks out.
That Earth Splitter.
Oh my god, it hits on everybody. DK being all of his damage stolen. He gets grip immediately, and Super on the front line being ignored. He's
plus 300.
So much damage. Here comes Enchantress on the back line. He gets a kill, but Super's not enough. In fact, it's Mushi surviving. Nobody really on DK dies. They find Tutu. Can he try to TP out? He does. He does TP out. Good juke spot.
Really nicely done there. You don't get... It's really hard to keep vision to use that Dragon Tail, and without Vacuum up, they weren't going to get... Yeah, go Roche now. And that's the first one fight for DK in such a long time.
How did they even win that fight? Because it was Earth Splitter on everybody.
I think the
DK had no damage.
The main big thing was the wall of replica placement. It blocked off like the entire line here. This was just blocking this entire pathway. And Razor and PL were on the other side of it trying to fight. And they couldn't really just fight on their own. They need the backup. They need the Bane disables. They need Rubik lifts. They need Rubik with his Impale that he stole. But Rubik couldn't just get into the fight.
Yeah,
It was just the carries and the supports from VG Gaming were too split up. They need to be just more grouped up.
it was also burning on the back line with the newly picked up Desolator just shredding everybody apart. So it was tough for the support who doesn't have things like Ghost Scepter to kind of deal with it. Although FY does have a Force Staff, so that helps out quite a bit.
Alright, well, moving forward from here. Burning with Aegis now, 2k gold, can look towards his next item progression. And PL, he's actually picked up a heart recipe, so he's going to have a Heart of Taras soon, but it makes him stronger, makes his illusions stronger, but those illusions will often be in DK's hands as well. Wall of Replica, also another way of getting your own PL illusion army.
Yeah, and you just... I think it's worth it simply to drop it on the Phantom Lancer just to get that illusion. And in conjunction with the Enchantress illusion, now you get two, and suddenly things could get pretty ugly for the enemy team. Big item pickup, the Darkseid Blink.
Yes. Definitely agree there. And this is crucial for Ice as far as getting his positioning off. He also wants to really hit this level 16. Get that third point in the wall of Replica.
Yeah, he's going to get it quick. He's got a mech running, or Midas running, so... I think the Blink Dagger gets especially powerful, especially if you're against a team that doesn't have a BKB carry. Like, who's getting a BKB right now? Razor? Razor has a BKB, and...
PL, no, you're not going to
PL never going to get the BKB, so the Vacuum Wall combo will always be good on him, and he's the target that you always want to have illusion of in a team fight.
Okay. Well, at this point in the game, I feel this game is 50-50 almost. It's anyone's game. VG Gaming were on a real hot streak for a while, but DK with that 1-1 fight, with Aegis on their side, maybe with a slight edge, but I just feel in general VG Gaming have the slightly superior late game lineup.
Again, it's so hard to say. It depends on how good the PL control is as well. If the PL just runs in a team fight, 5v1, and he loses that badly. But if PL could backstab with 3 or 4 illusions already being created, and you just walk in that team fight, suddenly the team fight could get very ugly very quickly for DK should those illusions decide to proc. Also, the AoE of Vichy Gaming is still very effective, although the damage has fallen off quite a bit, it seems like. Vichy Gaming hitting those Earth Splitters, hitting those Echo Stomps, but DK just shrugging it off. And the previous question I asked of DK, where's the damage coming from? They got Maelstrom on Dragon Knight now. They have a Desolator on Weaver. The question goes back to Vichy Gaming, where's their damage coming from? Rage is falling off. Elder Titan's not doing much, and PL, well, he's not really kind of a DPS machine in a massive team fight.
No. He can be dealt with. There is answers to him, and right now DK get themselves another tower, this one uncontested, and they're just feeling like they've got control of the map. The problem is now all these outer towers are gone. Next step is if they want to try and to end this game, they've got to push high ground, which I don't think they want to try and do against VG Gaming, who have an Elder Titan to sort of help defend these lanes.
Yeah, maybe they're going to wait for having BKBF for Burning example. By the way, he's got 4,500 gold, so if he wants a BKB, he has it. I think maybe he's working for something like a Butterfly, though. Yeah,
Butterfly's quite nice. You can get the evasion, helps against the PL quite a lot. The illusions, of course, with their mana burn, you can get the evasion proccing on them. But VG Gaming, they're smoked up. They're heading towards the top lane here. PL. This is fantastic because Burning's not actually here. If they find a fight, this is... Oh, they're not going to head upwards. They're heading towards mid lane. They're going to find Mushi, actually. This is also a really nice kill for them. And they should be able to get it.
Yeah, just grip him immediately. There you go.
Alright. Well, Mushi brought down. Has he got buyback? It looks like he does have buyback if he needs it, but more than anything, it's just buying... They're not going to go for a big push, or they may go down for a push down the middle lane. It's just... They're up against Aegis on Weaver, and maybe they're just trying to force out a buyback or hoping that Mushi doesn't have buyback. But
force that buyback, and then, you know, you'll adjust accordingly. You still have your Iron Storm going.
He's actually short 5 gold now. He bought a TP scroll. Okay, he's got it now.
Okay, that's interesting.
Well, I don't see them staying around for too much longer in this mid lane. Echo Stomp going to land on a couple. Are they going to throw the Earth Splitter? No, they're retreating. They realize there's farm on the map to be gotten, and this is not going to work pushing the high ground. I don't think they were actually expecting to work, but they get a decent amount of damage done, so...
Oh, yeah?
That was actually... ultimately, it's a good result from VG Gaming. They forced the entire DK squad to pull back, whereas before, DK had 2-3 heroes pushing top, Weaver was pushing bottom, they were split pushing, being annoying, and then you force all 4 of them to group up at the mid lane just to defend. VG Gaming get time to farm and push out these lanes.
Yeah, DK now have to re-push mid. Bot is still pushing, so that's a lot more experience with whoever that's eating it. I think it's Supers will be tending that. And by the way, Supers 400 gold from his Acceptor.
Yeah.
Once you get the Acceptor, suddenly this game, Razor, who hasn't really been a factor so far, he will suddenly become a huge factor in the middle team fight.
Yeah. Well, DK Pro, I imagine want to try and take a fight while they've still got this Aegis, but there's only 50 seconds left on it, so they may not be able to, because I don't see VG Gaming saying, okay, we'll just fight you right now. They'll make sure that if DK want to take a fight, they've got to push high ground into their base.
Well, a passive farming game here. DK leading by about 7,500 gold, but it doesn't really feel like that. DK may be farming a little bit better, but the late game control definitely in the hand of that Phantom Lancer, who, by the way, has the heart finish, has an Ego Song on top, and oh my god, we're going to see a Butterfly Heart Manta Phantom Lancer.
Hasn't upgraded his Diffusal yet. I'm surprised he actually... Most PLs we've seen have just gone for a much earlier level 2 Diffusal Blade.
Yeah. In fact, ZSMJ has been a big proponent when he played carry PL back in the day, where he just buy Diffusal Blade and immediately buys it the second charge.
Yeah, I've seen Burning just go straight drums, level 2 Diffusal Blade. But 2-2 going for a different style of play here, and I think there's only been so many fights he's been involved in that maybe not thinking it's as necessary, but he'll have that level 2 Diffusal Blade in no time. He can farm that gold up relatively easily, but it's Vici Gaming taking control there on jungle. ROTK's finished his BKB off. He's had a rough game. He's 0-7-16. His score doesn't look too good, but he's made some huge plays in some team fights, which without Vici Gaming would not be in this game still.
I absolutely agree.
Well.
Slow farm fest up top now. Butterfly finish here on FY. Shows it a little bit here, 2-2-2. Butterfly is going to be presenting a very interesting dilemma for Vici Gaming. They don't really have good MKB heroes. Neither Razor or Phantom Lancer is going to be getting that. They don't really have good Hex hero either. I guess RTK being one of the best. Razor going to get one Hex, but, obviously...
They have magic damage, I guess. Or okay magic damage.
Okay, but it's not impressive, especially against the time-lapse. I think this Butterfly has really taken advantage of the fact that, well, there's no good MKB buyers on the Vici game.
At the same time, you get enough PL illusions, and you burn Weaver's mana.
If
Maybe
you hit them.
bring it down. Yeah.
35% evasion.
Yep. Well, Vici Gaming, they've made great uses of smoke so far. The first fight where they turned the game around was on the back of a nice smoke gank over in that Radiant jungle. And this time around, they're going to be hovering around this middle lane, smoked up once again. Haven't got PL nearby, but they're hoping that someone maybe comes their way, but that is not the case at all. DK farming Ancients, getting whatever they can around the map there.
What do you feel about Mushi's decision to go for a Maelstrom and later on Mjolnir instead of Assault Cuirass?
I guess it's it's a way of answering the PL. Assault Cuirass helps a little bit against the PL, but I guess he's expecting the Mjolnir to help out a lot more.
The lightning tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, if you're looking for a straight
reasoning.
If you're looking for a straight damage, you keep in mind that AC does in theory give you more damage. When you're attacking faster, when they have lower armor, when you can tank longer, you're attacking for more damage eventually. It's not like, hey, let's get some attack speed and lightning procs.
Yep. I think it's more about just the PL Illusion Army being a problem. But we'll see. Vici Gaming, they're still seeing top. Oh, is a TP from Burning. He's got Lincoln though, and we will see this tower get denied. Nicely played by Burning. Make sure any little bit of gold getting denied from Vici Gaming can make a bit of a difference here between a hero having buyback, hero going down. But for the time being, both teams back off. This is, for the people just tuning in, we've had a great turnout here on our opening day. This is the WPC.
WPC Ace.
What does WPC stand for?
I don't know.
Me neither. I think it's like something
World
professional,
something championship?
professional circuit or championship. I feel like, I should know. Let me get on the case.
Some battle lock Dota.
Liquipedia that shit. If Liquipedia doesn't know, no one knows. It's called just WPC Ace 2 League. They don't even understand what the abbreviation is.
World Professional Championship.
WPC Esports. Apparently this is sponsored by a building company, is what someone on Reddit was saying. Like a big real estate company is sponsoring the WPC. Which sounds like legit as all hell to me. I mean, if you're getting sponsored by those kind of sponsors, then esports, man.
It's just the upper brass having connections, random connections.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to make some money on esports?
Well,
Okay.
are they actually making money from sponsoring a Dota tournament? I'm not sure if it's like the right market.
So much money.
They get it's like you get such a big audience, and it's probably like cheaper
It's
than getting.
exclusive audience too.
Yeah, it's a lot
Because,
cheaper than putting ads on like mainstream television.
DK is definitely not playing in other tournaments right now. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Although maybe MLG.
In the sort of there was an interview leading up to this, and Ace or whoever was in the interview was basically saying the agreement is within China. They can still play international tournaments.
Outside of it. Okay.
So they could potentially even, I mean, that may even mean like some online tournaments which are international. Like you have your GST challenge where occasionally Chinese teams show up. Stuff like DreamHack MLG, maybe we see Chinese teams, who knows? That'd be a sight to see.
Okay.
But right now, WPC, some $200,000+ in prize money up for grabs. Very top heavy as well. Well, I say top, it's very first place heavy. Every team actually gets prize money, so the top 3 get a lot, and then every other team I think gets like the same amount, which is like something like $2,000 just for participating. But
Not much.
first, I think it's 2,000. Maybe it's like 5,000. But first place got something
No,
like
6,500
for
for just participating.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
first place gets something like 170,000, which is like they get like 2/3 of the prize pool.
Okay.
Or even like 3/4 of the prize pool. It's something very, very top heavy, which is,
That's
it's
fine,
kind of
yeah.
like that international approach where it's like first place is what matters. That's what every team should want, and that's what should be the most prestigious and most highly rewarded. I think it is fun because like every team's getting paid for just participating and even finishing low down in the rankings, including Team Adidas. They look pretty swag in their Adidas jerseys.
Is it actually sponsored by Adidas?
They had Adidas. They had Adidas jerseys. Do you
Damn.
say Adidas or is it Adidas?
I say Adidas, but I'm not.
I think Adidas is the American way.
Okay.
Everyone I know says Adidas. I'm going to stick to my Australian roots here and say Adidas.
Fight might break out anytime here. Here comes the Spirit to scout things out.
Well, no contest over Roche. Oh,
KB gets activated. Stomp's gonna miss Burning. The wall's gonna get dropped. Nothing on Illusion just yet. They're gonna focus on Burning. Burning immediately melts super on the back line here, but Finrar getting dropped down. Mushi, look at these PL Illusions. He has to pop the cheese to survive, I think that was. But he's still dropping past these 2-2 Illusions. Get out of here.
Now there's a DK illusion as well. DK illusion on 60 HP at that. There's PL Army over on the DK side as well, but it's Vici Gaming falling to this. Lan M now on the run, and weird fight. They run into the Roshan pit wall, actually getting stolen by the Rubik, or is
Yeah, it was.
this? Wow. You have a wall on both sides. There's already enough illusions as there is with PL, Enchantress stealing illusions.
I was like, why is there like DK
I
Illusions?
couldn't tell.
I'm so
I couldn't tell
confused.
whose illusions were whose, Lumi. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking like you guys. It's fine. But
Well, end of the day, it's DK Burning as well as DK Mushi surviving it. They killed the Razor.
Mushi died and bought back though.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. So team
I think
fights
it's about. I think it looked about
pretty
even.
even.
Yeah.
But
PL survived and he goes back, buys boots of travel, buys a level 2 diffusal blade.
I think in the sense that DK had Aegis in that team fight, they lost it.
Yeah, they use Aegis and Cheese.
And buyback.
They're not in trouble yet, but it's this game. We're well past the 40-minute mark, so PL suddenly looking a lot better.
53%, guys.
All right.
Instead of 42 or whatever he was.
Well, this game is going the distance though, because neither team has a good way of pushing high ground or actually winning the game, unless the other sort of steps out of line, makes a bit of a mistake. We're looking at even late game. DK have plenty of answers. They have Darkseer, Wall Vacuum, one of the best sort of late game combos. DK an alright carry in the late game. Weaver's a pretty good late game carry. Vici Gaming have one of the best in the PL, but I think Vici Gaming, their support's slightly less impressive come late game, except for the fact that there's so many good spells for Rubik to be stealing.
I mean, I think Rubik could always... Any support hero, if you're picking up things like Force Staff, Yule Scepter, always adding more utility to your team, so it doesn't really matter too much. But that
I feel
said,
like compared to like a Nyx Assassin, his late game impact.
you mean like Stun, Carapace?
Yeah, he's got so many in AoE stuns at that. But Rubik definitely not bad. I don't even think Bane's that bad. I think they're pretty good late game supports. It's
The
not like
Bane
your
definitely is pretty good.
it's not like your like Shadow Demon type late game support. Who's actually, I mean, he's okay. Not CM. CM is probably the right example I'm looking for. CM one of the worst late game supports.
Yeah, CM doesn't do anything late game.
Even with your, I mean, Force Staff is probably better than you would trade having like
Force Staff than
Crystal
Freezing
Nova.
Field?
Yeah. Like if you could choose like not having a spell late game and having a Force Staff instead, you'd say like, all right, I won't use Crystal Nova for the rest of the game if it gets me a Force Staff.
And Nova does help you farm and help you harass and things like that. It's a long range slow.
Alright, well. DK actually finding their front door being knocked in on. And Vici Gaming poising themselves around this dire secret shop and trying to break their way through PL Illusions fighting PL Illusions. What?
Got enchanted, bro.
It's going to be annoying, but at the same time, can be dealt with okay-ish, I feel.
I mean,
What if Rubik steals enchant and gets some PL army of his own? Try casting that fight, Lumi. Illusions on both sides, some PL illusions, some Rubik illusions.
Well, but it's okay. I mean, the real damage to us
Darkseer
really
wall.
the PL illusions. Well, the thing is, it's the wall that's stolen. That's where it made the team fight confusing. Mushi surged up on the mid lane looking for initiation.
Not going to find anything just yet. Bane nearby. Smoke not going to get revealed just yet, and Shadowblade wears off, so they're going to rotate towards the Ancients, check every little
Dire's
crook
middle
and
tower
crevice,
is under
try and
attack.
find something, but Force Back is burning, so he's going to keep on farming just a little bit longer. He doesn't have buyback gold, so that's really a big thing here. Burning wants to make sure he has that farm. He's got himself an MKB, so he can damage shield through this PL Butterfly.
Just got the butterfly, and more importantly, another 5k go on top. Jesus, where is he just getting that gold? I guess we're just passive farming for quite a bit of
he'll
time
do
now.
it. He's going to be the one actually carrying the gem for now, at least until he wants to pick up another big item, which isn't quite now. Not really needed, I feel. This is like your big 5-core items. What do you normally think of getting as a 6th item? Like, you go for the crit, you go for
Daedalus is okay because the damage goes through.
MKB against MKB against Butterfly, I feel. Your illusions don't get the MKB effect, like the True Strike, do they?
I'm a big fan of Hex myself. Just a
Okay.
way to, like, for example, if you Hex a Weaver, you take away his evasion, you could definitely focus on him.
No one else is farming a Hex
Yeah.
right now. Rubik and Bane, no chance at all. And at this point, Razor would rather go for more kind of damage, or at least kind of like your Butterfly. Well, I guess Butterfly less so against this Weaver, but maybe the Refresher roll type build. So if anyone's getting a Hex, PL's actually the only one who could afford it and really be a viable choice for it.
I'm not sure if he will get it, though. It feels like he will get something pretty late, like a Basher or something.
Even actually BKB would probably... I think BKB is the safest and actually a decent choice here as your last item.
Well, here comes what could be the final push of Vici Gaming versus DKS. Vici Gaming just zoning everybody out with the Astral Spirit, forcing everybody back. Oh, there's illusions are just working on the tower. Tower's gonna go down.
Yeah, this is, I think that Vici Gaming have figured out a way they can slowly and surely break this space without taking a fight. They do have to stay very far back, because after a certain point... Oh, well, DK's got their own PL Illusion army. Let's go.
If they don't time out,
They want to fight with these PL Illusions.
they
Unfortunately,
procreate.
Vici Gaming have learned what they know all about the PL Illusions.
multiply.
Nope.
Well,
Tutu actually stunned up in the middle lane. He's going for an MKB. He's going to get caught out in the wall of replica. This looked terrible for Vici Gaming. They're getting blown to pieces. Burning going to get caught. The vacuum actually being stolen, it looks like, used by FY. And now Bane is taking the fall. Razor's very low. He finally goes down in 2-2. He's got buyback. If he dies, he's going to die. It looks like DK have found an opening. Burning actually buys back after dying, it looks like, and immediately time lapses into the fight. Everything erupted into one giant fight. Burning chases down the Rubik. Triple kill going his way. Razor and PL both buying back.
but they're not pushing.
Can they push into this PL? They just... Oh, I guess they use buybacks here. There's got no mana on Mushi.
I mean, they killed him once.
It was very expensive, and it looks like they're not going to try and push right now. DK, they found the fight they were waiting for, but nothing follows. The game goes on, Lumi.
Yeah, and Tutu's going straight MKB. He says, Weaver has way too much physical survivability against me.
Yep.
Forget that. Cancel your TP if you're trying to TP AoE, or just get through your evasion if you want to fight him.
Alright, well, for Vici Gaming, they do... They kind of get let go a bit there. I don't say they got caught out there. It was more... I mean, Tutu got initiated on with the stun, and immediately Darkseer followed up there. I think this is where you can see that DK late game are slightly stronger just because of the supports they have in these big AoE team fights. Sure, there's the ultra late game farm PL, but I don't think Vici Gaming can take these 5-on-5 head-on fights. I think they have to focus more on split pushing, being annoying, and just giving DK no space to ever push out or do anything. We're going to see PL Illusions keep on pushing side lanes, and I imagine just trying to avoid head-on team fights with DK right now.
Yeah. Why team fight when you could farm the big Weaver?
Yeah. A lot of creeps waiting at top lane as it looks like PL will have that MKB in just 40 gold now, so Because he will be going for that True Strike, which will help a lot against the Weaver. So, illusions? True Strike, no True Strike? How does that work?
Illusions do not have
Format.
True Strike. That's it.
Okay.
In Dota 1, they had a very awkward interaction with a bash. Yeah, the illusion had a... Okay.
They showed the bash animation, but it didn't actually bash.
Yeah. But there was even deeper fails in that. But
Okay.
Dota 2, no True Strike in illusion.
Well, PL gonna TP himself back towards the mid lane, makes a bit of an illusion army at top. Oh, should just keep sending those illusions top lane. We want to push out those lanes as fast as possible. But neither team having taken Raxes yet. Just the tier 3 tower down on this Dire side. And it is a 12k gold lead going DK's way, but at this point, 12k gold lead, where this late in, doesn't really mean
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It means
too
zilch.
much. Bernie's got Butterfly, Manta, Death Slayer, and Lincoln's. That's pretty good. Looking at our experience graph.
Bottom lane. Lamb caught out. There was a smoke from VG Gaming. They found Lamb. He's going to pop a Ghost Scepter, but he gets purged up, brought down. So no Enchantress, no more PL Illusion Seals. Vacuum Wall, meanwhile, not doing a whole lot on the back lines. It looks like Nyx Assassin MMY wants to bring down FY. They'll do so. Weaver's taking that one as well. And VG Gaming, this is looking like an okay-ish fight for them just because of how much space PL's been given. And there's just no Illusion Army on the Dire side. There's a small one at that. It gets dealt with, and 2-2. Still alive and kicking. A lot of ultimates being used. 2 for 2, it looks like, in the end. Buyback's not also being used on either side, so both teams are looking okay there. They lost the Enchantress very fast there, as well as the Nyx Assassin shortly after.
Yeah, 2-2 wasn't even right-clicking much. My camera was following on him throughout the team fight, but he was just lancing, purging, and using just his illusions. And they were just killing.
You have the MKB, you need to be attacking yourself.
Yeah.
I guess it's just so hard to actually lock. There's not enough disable and just stuns to deal with the Weaver. Like, he's got the Lincoln, so it's hard to get a grip on him. Bane's always dying in these fights. Darkseer will find the Bane. Nyx Assassin was I think it was actually Nyx Assassin who tried to just lock down, and he killed off the Rubik. So Rubik, that means there's no telekinesis, no sort of stuns like Impale being stolen. And then Bane it's very unlikely he gets off a good Fiend's Grip with so much stun and just scrappy damage coming out from the DK side.
But yeah, with every team fight that's going on, DK seems to be losing more and more. They don't really have enough damage output. They can't even focus on PL anymore. Speaking of PL, he's completely maxed out at this point. So I guess you just do nothing and
It's Rat
save for
Dota time,
buyback.
Lumi.
What's the Rat Dota time?
For Vici Gaming.
Why?
Got a split push.
They strong, man. They could just go walk down the mid lane.
Do they take... Well, with Darkseer Wall on cooldown, 5 seconds, up very, very soon. I think Vici Gaming like, we just got to go for this. Who actually grabs the Aegis? I guess we're looking towards the Razor. Oh, DK gets a stun up on the high ground. It looks like Bane is just going to be space created. Uh-oh.
Sure
Ice has Wall. This could be it. This could be the end of Vici Game if they lose this fight. Elder Time with a huge Earth Splitter and Stomp as well.
Stolen wall here, and in fact, it's
Oh,
the
no.
Mushi Drag in the middle, but it looks like 2-2's gonna
PL's
get
dead.
brought down. PL's dead in the middle. I think they died to the AoE of Mushi. That was a huge damage output, and now Lamb tanking up the Roshan.
Well, that escalated quickly, and PL with no buyback as well for 1 minute and 10 seconds. So pretty much the full duration of his death timer, like with like a 10-second gap where he can buy back. But I think DK are just going straight down this middle lane. They'll get this tier 3 tower and maybe just go straight for the throne. I don't think they even need to bother with Raxus Hat in here. They've got more than enough damage with this Weaver, with the Dragon Knight, with the Assault Crest now. They can go straight throne. This, I think, may be the end of Vici Gaming here. Another nail-biter in Game 2.
Yeah.
Game 1 probably had a few more ups and a few more highs as far as excitement goes, but another very close game that came down to the wire between these two teams.
Yeah, I just wonder what went wrong in that team fight. When the vacuum hit, nobody was really dying. In fact, a couple of people are BKB, but I really think it's Mushi's splash damage at the end. The Maelstrom and the AC is really a big part of that damage output. 40 seconds till PL comes back, and I just don't think they have 40 seconds. Vacuum's going to find Finra. Look at all these BKB activations. He's going to get brought down. The force that backward here for Lamb. Lamb's going to die to the fountain. That's a quick GG, and from basically nowhere. Both teams was just farming.
It was one of those games where it just felt like one team fight was going to decide it all. And as far as one team fight following the initial like pre-fight where people die, they buy back, and everyone is once again 5v5. But after that fight, there's something that erupts around that Roshan pit with Roshan respawning. I'm surprised Vici Gaming went for Roshan there. They weren't in a good position. Darkseer Wall was back up. That just wasn't really, I feel like, the right time to try and force the issue. And also force... Fighting in the Roshan pit for them is that where does the Bane position himself? Where does the Rubik position himself? There's nowhere safe for the Radiant support on the Radiant team.
Yeah, it felt like the synergy of this lineup was a little bit awkward when you have Elder Titan not really setting up big AoE spells. He was setting up like a Razor Blossom, if you will. Razor never really got off really big time either. None of that seizure stuff going on.
Well, DK are happy. I can see them there. All right, just looking pretty happy.
Looks like whatever they.
Mushi's like, man, there was so much we could have done better. Could improve, boot camp harder. We gotta take China by storm. But this team right now, 2-0, great start to their WPC, their Ace League campaign. Do you see them going far? Do you see them being like one of the top contenders?
I think both these teams are top contenders.
Yeah.
Vici Gaming maybe needs to figure things out a little bit still. DK obviously living up to the hype a little bit.
Yes.
Because game 1 and game 2 to me they showed different play styles. Game 1 it was your back and forth. It was chasing oriented, and this one is a lot more of your more traditional Dota, kind of more strategical positioning and things like that. And, yeah.
Well, I'm happy that DK. I feel like if Vici Gaming came out and 2-0 DK and people would just get a bit, well, community in general would just be like, oh man, DK's not living up to the hype. But they've done it. They've come out fighting strong, and they got the 2-0 victory. So that concludes everything from our opening day of Ace League. We'll be, I believe, back tomorrow. Is Ace League tomorrow? Let me check the schedule. The 25th. No, we've got 2 or 3 days with no Ace League. Ace League comes back on the 25th. We've got LGD China versus Tongfu and IG versus LGD International.
That's the game.
LG International.
Black
I think leaves on Monday. So they're going to get to China and have a match like the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
And it's their
Where's on IG?
It's the biggest match for them against IG, the toughest opponent. Well, maybe you could say DK is, but IG just winning Cena Cup. That's something. They've been scrimming in like against Western teams because obviously all the players right now are in either the US or
Oh, they're all flying back?
Europe.
On
And they're all. I don't know. Black was telling me he's the first to get to China. He leaves on
He's
Monday.
the first to get to China. And
I imagine they're all arriving within a day or so. But
okay.
I would not bet Rares on LG International for their Ace League on it's like Wednesday. I guess that is the 25th. Yeah, it's the 25th is Wednesday. So Black gets their Monday. Some other players probably get their Monday, some Tuesday, and then they play against IG. And
WPC stands for World Esport Professional Classic.
okay.
An esport organization who organizes tournaments for days.
That's right. It's basically, I mean, it's some sites are calling it the Ace League, but it's technically not the Ace League, I guess. But yeah, that does it for Ace. We actually have more stuff coming up now, or very soon. We have We Play Dota 2 coming up in not too much time. An hour. Yep. We have 2 matches there: EG versus Empire and EG versus 4FC. We'll be casting the first one.
EG Dota.
I want to see some more EG Dota, especially after they had a good start against ETS, poor performance against Dignitas, but we're going to round things up here. This was the opening ceremony, the opening match of the WPC, the World Esports Professional Classic. Was that right? Maybe?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to have to practice that. More matches on the 25th. Thanks for tuning in. There'll be a rebroadcast of these matches if you missed it afterwards, but for now, we're out of here. We're taking a break.